Colette says, "Oh, you should talk to John, my other colleague. He's the king of Kahoot." And I'm so mad. I told John about Kahoot. I'm the king of Kahoot. I remember the first time I did it, I thought I was super cool because I thought this is like Mr. Pham just coming up with this new thing that no one's ever heard of. And as soon as I turned it on, every kid's like, Kahoot, Kahoot. They had already known what to do. So I was like, oh, I guess I'm late to this, I guess. Kahoot is just like a fun time in my class all the time. I love the music. It's like my favorite thing. So when I found Kahoot, I was like, this is great. I can be the cool teacher and not be testing, but I can actually test.
I had them do the Kahoot in groups so that they can sort of like talk to each other, and I would have a couple of questions that I knew were like gimmies, right? But then in the answer choices, because you can really tailor it so that you can have two answer choices that are pretty close, and then like, well, what's the distinction, right? And then also I think it's really useful for isolating specific like areas where students just, none of them like, what, 20% of the kids know this, right? I thought it was obvious, and then like revisiting that.
So Kahoot was easy to make. It's easy for the students to join. There's no like long, lengthy registration process of any kind. The teachers basically have the knowledge that they need to give to their students, and they just stick it in and they play. Because of the number of students that we have here, we've got over 1,200 students. We have a lot of teachers that teach the same subject. And so being able to share the Kahoots across the same kinds of classes in different periods can be really beneficial and time-saving. One of the problems I had prior to the pro version was I had a Kahoot that I wanted 14 other teachers to use in freshman orientation. But the problem was that teacher needed to have an account, and they needed to, I think the Kahoot had to be on like a public or on a guest mode of some kind, but now I can just create one and it goes out to all those teachers. It's way cheaper than other companies out there. I think the pricing is great because it's still, hearing something under like $10 a month is like, oh, I could manage that.
So when I heard about it last year, it was one more thing of, yeah, that would be great, but I can't add any more to my plate. Then all of a sudden it was just like, oh my God, I love this. I'd rather do Kahoot than teach. And just the announcement of we're going to play a Kahoot, there was already a vocal response like, yippee, yay, oh my God. I was like, why are they wanting to take a test? It was loud and raucous, but they were tuned into it so much, I was amazed at the behavior change. And they were in it and competitive, but positively competitive. It's fun, and it's fun to make. It's not stressful around the tech, which is why I was avoiding it and many other tech things. So now I'm rethinking my view of tech at the school. It's like creating your own game show and making them learn without them knowing that they're learning.
I typically use it as either a way to see if the students are ready to take a chapter test. So it's kind of a formative assessment I use. And when I set up my first one, it was pretty easy. The kids were engaged. And yeah, I had great results from it. With the new Kahoot Pro, I like the searchable graphics. So when I'm doing something on lines or parallel lines, the images actually mirror the words. So that makes it very easy for me. The other thing is the reporting feature. Out of 10 questions in the Kahoot, I can see like number 3 was the hardest question, number 9 was the easiest. So that helps a lot.
The teachers are here to help the students, and when we see some subjects that maybe there's some new ways to reach the students, and so with the Kahoot, I've noticed since 6th grade, I think it's all the same reaction. They're very interested. It's inviting to the students with even that sound, the background music that they have. The students love that too. And it's just a fun way to learn and play.